to our distinguished guests who have traveled from far and near, I pray that your contributions today will add tremendous value towards the implementation of this transformative program. This community development program embodies a community-driven development approach aimed at identifying and addressing the basic needs of our people. It serves as a strategic framework for engaging communities in the formulation and implementation of projects. So, it will enable the three tiers of government to work more effectively with the people in prioritizing and responding to their unique needs. It will afford the opportunity for our developmental partners to directly intervene in assisting communities towards solving some of their identified needs. Program by the continuing focus being by this administration of His Excellency Malam Diko Umarada, PhD, CON. A key feature of this initiative is the deployment of specially toward levels across the 34 local government areas of the state to serve as supporting personnel to communities for effective coordination and preservation of information. These committees will be pivotal in bridging the gap between government policies and grassroots implementation, ensuring that no individual is left behind. The Katsina State Community Development Program is historic, being the first of its kind in our existing traditional settings in communities to accelerate development and the grassroots that promote inclusive. No doubt, promotes the accountability of democratic governance in modern societies. It can be used to measure the authorities' performance to guide against any possible misuse of powers. Community participation in governance serves to achieve accountability, which means authorities can be held responsible for their actions. It also builds trust, which may be lacking between a government and those whom it governs. The result will be improved social stability and an environment that is very conducive to economic growth. With this launch, we hope to advance understanding and acceptance of good practices and help to create awareness of the importance of good governance. As we embark on this new chapter, we seek the guidance and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in fulfilling our duties to the people of Katsina State. Once again, on behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, and the good people of Katsina State, let me thank all of you for being here today. The organizers have put together an excellent program featuring speakers who are experts in their respective fields. I'm confident you will find their presentation useful. Together, let's work towards a successful and impactful launch of community development program for the benefit of people of Katsina State. Thank you all, and may Allah bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you too. Can we please put our hands together one more time for the Honorable Commissioner? He's done so well in welcoming all of us and giving us a hint of where we are going from here. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next on our program are Goodwill messages. I did say initially that in our midst right from yesterday, we have a very special guest, the country director of the World Bank. It is my singular honor and privilege to, at this moment, invite the country director to set the ball rolling of Goodwill messages by being the first to speak to us in this perspective. Your Excellency, the country director. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Executive Governor of Katsina State, esteemed guests, and participant, I stand on the existing protocol. I think that's the that's the usual process. I would like to really reiterate and express my big thanks for the invitation to Katsina and to this event. I think the subject of the day, when I saw the initiative, I was very, very happy because I do have some experience with community-driven development approaches in other countries, and in particular in East Asia. And I think the best way to illustrate the importance of this approach is just to recognize that often very good intention at the top do not translate into lasting impact because projects are conceived, planned, executed from the top with little involvement and empowerment of the beneficiaries. By just shifting the approach from a top-down to a bottom-up approach, you really totally change the equation. We've seen examples where by empowering local population to own their problems and to mobilize themselves and to conceive projects, the impact is very different. Not only the project in the right area, it will address the right needs, but also the population will own it and will defend it. So, and that is really, really important. It shifts really the accountability from the top to the bottom, and it allows the leader to achieve the result targeted at a lower cost than top-down approach. So I really want to commend the executive governor and the leadership of the state for really adopting this approach. I think it's a very effective approach. In our experience, for example, in Indonesia, we did encounter, there are some challenges related to this approach. One of them actually in one project, in water supply project in Indonesia, was local power dynamics. Because when you, local communities are not a monolithic block, you do have different stakeholders, and ensuring that those local power dynamics are well managed at the beginning of the project is very important. But those are challenges that are very well known because this approach has been promoted by the World Bank in many countries for quite some time. And I think the potential challenges are very well known and can be addressed. But in any case, I think this is really a right approach, the right approach for local service delivery and for supporting the populations where they are, and to also encourage them to really own their own problems, manage it with the support of the top leadership. So I would like just to say those few words, and thank you again for inviting us to this event.
Thank you very much. A very agile person. You could see that he could not even go through the staircase. He decided to jump up here. And that is a very good one, I understand. Can we please put our hands together to appreciate him for his wonderful outing. Thank you very much, sir. The next to speak to us is His Excellency Ambassador, who is ably speaking on behalf of the ECOWAS. He's the permanent representative of ECOWAS in Nigeria. I want to kindly request you to put your hands together to welcome His Excellency up to the podium to speak to us. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, the Speaker of the Katsina State House of Assembly, the members of the Katsina State Executive Council, as well as the traditional rulers, the development partners here present, especially the World Bank country representative, as well as other partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to first start with commending the Katsina State government for coming up with this very laudable initiative on having a community development program which is very vital to governance. One of the core values, core principles of good governance is involving the governed while providing services to them. And with this, we know that the government of Katsina State has adjusted itself in order to provide effective services to the citizens of this state. For us in ECOWAS, we have since shifted from what we call the ECOWAS of state to ECOWAS of the people, whereby all programs, activities being carried out by the organization are targeted towards what we call the citizens of the community. Because for us, all are citizens of the community. Therefore, the government of Katsina State, we found an ally, we found a partner that we can work closely with you on that regard. You will recall recently, just in August this year, we were in this very hall. ECOWAS provided some fund under what we call the ECOWAS Stabilization Fund. We provided funds to the World Food Program as well as the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to do some critical interventions to some less privileged people. And we launched that program here in Katsina on 30th August. Prior to that, silently, without even informing the state government, I recall we provided funding to the National Boundary Commission to carry out some projects along my Adwa-Pongolang border for some cross-border project where we installed some solar boreholes. And I recall also, we also did something along that line in one or two local governments here. So, Your Excellency, I want to assure you that with your initiative, with the kind of foresight that you are bringing in governance, this is exactly what we are looking for. I want to assure you that ECOWAS is ready to work closely with Katsina State government on carrying out tangible economic activities that will add value to the citizens of Katsina State. And with these few words, I once again commend the government of Katsina State for this laudable initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm a citizen, despite the fact I'm a career civil service career diplomat, but I'm a citizen of Katsina State too.
Thank you, the son of the soil. Can we put our hands together to appreciate him for that? Even from this point, one could agree that this program is already a very successful one. ECOWAS is behind us. The World Bank is behind us, and I believe NGKS, ADP, and other partners are all behind this program, all courtesy a highly committed leader who has been on doing one thing or the other every second, every minute, every day, and that is His Excellency, the Governor of the state, Malam Diko Umar Rada. The next person to speak to us, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is the able representative of the Africa Development Bank. It is my honor and privilege to invite Mr. Tabi Kari Kari to deliver his goodwill message.
Good morning. His Excellency Malam Diko Umaru Rada, CON, Executive Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Yahaya Daura, Speaker of the Katsina State House of Assembly and Assembly members herein represented, His Excellency Dr. Diop, Country Director of the World Bank. Please permit me to stand on existing protocols to bring you greetings from African Development Bank. Thank you for inviting African Development Bank to be a part of this event. I bring you warm greetings from our Director General, Dr. Abdul Kamara, who could not be here with us due to other pressing institutional commitments. Your Excellency, the bank wishes to thank you and congratulate you for your distinguished leadership. We recall your leading the governors of the Northwest states in Nigeria to visit our President at Kingomi Adesina, roughly exactly a year ago in Abidjan, to discuss development objectives in this geopolitical zone of the country. We are pleased to observe that following this visit, Katsina State has become prominent in the planning of the bank's interventions in the country, including the recent discussions on the special agro-industrial processing zone and others. Your Excellency, the African Development Bank wishes to again congratulate you and the state for the novel Community Development Program. We observe that this approach is in sync with the bank's 10-year strategy 2024 to 2033, which has a prosperous, inclusive, resilient, and integrated Africa as its theme. And accelerating inclusive green growth and driving prosperous and resilient economies in Africa as its twin objective. Your Excellency, inclusivity in this strategy has considered the need for economic growth in the bank's regional member countries to be across geography, to be across age, and to be across gender. In other words, the Katsina State rural youth and women is the target of the bank. The bank envisages changing our rural communities from zones of economic misery and deprivation to zones of prosperity. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to use this forum to just talk a little about the bank's activities in Nigeria. Currently, the bank has a portfolio of 52 projects, 24 of them in the public sector and 28 of them in the private sector, amounting to about $4.7 billion. We are looking forward to Katsina State benefiting from the existing projects as well as the new ones that are coming. Notably, the investment in digital and creative enterprises program, IDICE, which is aims at positioning Nigeria as Africa's leading hub for youth-led and youth-owned technology and creative enterprises, is one of the projects that we would want to see the states benefiting from. In addition, recently the bank approved $100 million for the federal government of Nigeria to set up the Nigerian Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank. This initiative will bring a holistic combination of tailor-made patient capital and non-financial resources for youth entrepreneurs to boost their viability of youth-owned and youth-led businesses, and ultimately help stem the rising youth unemployment. You observe from here that the bank is actually targeting the youth. The last intervention that the bank is supporting in Nigeria, which Katsina State ought to benefit from, is the support to the National Agricultural Growth Scheme, Agro Pockets, which is a sector budget support operation that is assisting the delivery of subsidized inputs to farmers using an ICT portal through the Last Mile Agro Dealer Network. Your Excellency, yesterday during our courtesy call, when you said that this program is going to help us to be able to target the real farmers, I was excited because this is what this program stands to support this. We also look forward to the processing of our joint initiatives in the Special Agro-Processing Zone to commence at the soon date as well. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let me end by expressing the bank's appreciation again to you and for organizing this landmark event and for inviting the bank to be a part. We stand ready to reinforce our partnership in this community development program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We stand ready to reinforce this partnership. I think that is the key word. Can we please put our hands together to appreciate the able representative of the Africa Development Bank, Mr. Tabi Kari Kari. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we still have 2 goodwill messages. And the next person to speak to us is the National Coordinator of NGKS, Dr. Abdul Karim Obache. Can we please put our hands together to welcome him up to the podium to deliver his goodwill message. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the Country Director of World Bank, our leader, Mr. Ndiame Diop, other dignitaries here, let me stand on the existing protocol. Your Excellency, sir, let me start by congratulating you. I met you sometime in June 2023, shortly after we came on board, and we had a brief discussion about NGKS, and you showed a lot of excitement about wanting to know more about what NGKS is doing in this country. I want to assure you, Your Excellency, that the effort you have taken now is the boldest step as far as Nigeria is concerned in the area of entrenching community-driven development approach. The country director mentioned the Indonesia experience and other experiences. What I've seen in the blueprint that you shared now is not far from there. And I want to assure you that you're on the right path. And we are going to do our best to support you. Your Excellency, since I have the podium, let me emphasize 1 or 2 issues. One, on NGKS, Katsina State is one of our leading states. We have produced results in excess of $23 million. Actual reimbursement to your state, however, stands at $17.6 million. CDD, community-driven development approach, has long bettered in Nigeria, now going into over 20 years of experience. Starting from the community project, community poverty reduction project, also sponsored by the World Bank, to CSDP, now to NGKS, which CSDP and FADAMA are the 2 legs of community-driven development. CSDP is the social arm of community-driven development, and FADAMA is the economic arm of community development. And both of these 2 programs are under the NGKS. I want to assure you, Excellency, that under NGKS, And I've started discussing now with Dr. Kamal and other officials of the state. We are going to partner with you to ensure that this initiative you have started today will not fail. We are going to ensure that with support of the World Bank, with the human resource capacity that we have built in this country through the various programs supported by the World Bank, we will not fail. Sir, on the final note, I want to inform you, sir, that towards the tail end of, end of 2020, the federal government, under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, launched a national CDD policy. Unfortunately for us, we have not been able to move beyond that launching. So when I saw this launching of the community development program in Katsina, I am offering that document to you to strengthen your design and to assure you that we are going to work with you with that policy, with what you have done, to make sure that your legacy will remain forever. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abaji. I suggest we give him a resounding round of applause, please. Community-driven effort is what this administration has been on and on all through. Even last 2 months, precisely, His Excellency was on tour to all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. And there he engaged the rural population and allowed them free time to view their minds and say everything they feel about this administration. Our results were taken and are being attended to. So what we are witnessing today at this morning is only entrenching and institutionalizing that community-driven approach to the process of governance. The last person to speak to us in the case of Goodwill messages is our royal fathers, the Emir of Katsina and Daura. The Baradan Daura is ably representing the Emir of Daura, and I want you to kindly put your hands together to welcome our royal father to speak on behalf of the communities they are leading. Bismillah. La saurari jawabin mai martaba sarki martaba sarakunan Katsina da Daura wanda mai girma Baradan Daura zai gabatar a madadin masarautun biyu. Ranka da bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. Mai girma gwamnan jihar Katsina Dr. Dukku Umar Radda PhD. Mai girma kakakin majalisar dokokin jihar Katsina, mai girma Chief of Staff da sauran baki, ina muku barka da zuwa. Muna murna da wannan development da muka samu wanda bankin duniya ya kawo mana Katsina. Da fatan wannan taro Allah ya sa a gama lafiya, Allah kuma ya mai da kowa gidansa lafiya. Mun gode kwarai.
To mun gode kwarai, Allah kara mai martaba lafiya. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the Goodwill messages, and it is now time for us to listen to the person who knows the subject matter very well as far as this program is concerned. A senior academic from Umaru Musa Yar'Adua University, Dr. Kamaluddin, has been with us, and he has all it takes to give us an overview of what the entire concept of this program is about. So I want to kindly request you to listen to Dr. Kamal, who will take us through as an overview of what Katsina State Community Development Program is all about. Put your hands together to welcome this young gentleman. Very agile, thank you.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Malam Umar Dukku, PhD, CON, Right Honorable Speaker, Katsina State House of Assembly, and other members of the Assembly, Country Director, World Bank, Permanent Representative of ECOWAS in Nigeria, Representative of African Development Bank, members of State Executive Council, Head of Security Agencies present, traditional royal fathers, all other protocols duly and respectively observed. I stand here to present Katsina State Community Development Program which is one of the core component of the strategic policy of His Excellency Building Your Future program. The administration actually recognized the need for more community engagement in development programs, and the community development program is actually designed to tackle the core developmental development areas, including infrastructure, social care, and learning. The program is to be established in 361 wards, which represent each as community. We represent it as a community, and each community actually is expected to organize through a process to select their project and ensure the inclusion of such programs in the next in their annual budget of the state. The community approach will allow people and the community to fully engage in governance and also ensure the right dividends of governance is reached into each community. It will ensure as well fairness, transparency, and effectiveness in the distribution of the lean resource. So the overall objective of this program actually is to strengthen social cohesion and unity by improving and facilitating dialogue among individual communities, and also to improve ownership. Just as the country director just mentioned, we identified that as a way forward. We also identified that this will improve access to healthcare and also education opportunity. It will also help in the economic empowerment by channeling these people in the rural area access to microfinance assist and also grant by the state, and also it will help as well in provision of vocational and skill training program. It also aims to actually improve the social well-being of people by providing mental health support and also safety nets to help our elderly and people living with special needs, including people with extreme poverty out of this program aim to actually improve gender and gender equality in such a way that women and girls' needs are being targeted, and as well as we try as much as possible to encourage our women to be involved in leadership roles at the community and also at local government levels. We aim to increase and enhance participation of all community members in decision making at the local level, and to ensure voices are heard and are considered as well. We aim also to achieve this through capacity building, thereby promoting engagement with governance and also in advocacy effectively. We also, this program tends to improve the infrastructure, including roads and access to schools and health centers, as well as community centers to ensure accessibility to all. And as well, this program tends to target those extreme marginalized groups that were being neglected before. We want to take disadvantaged group to actually benefit from programs, from government programs. We also tend to have the next one, which is promoting peace building and conflict resolution. Through dialogue, we believe that we will develop support and local conflict mediation resolution mechanism in such a way that communities in dispute, and also we integrate education, peace building in our curriculum to facilitate non-violence culture. Also, environment will not be left out, because we are experiencing a lot of environmental issues, especially climate change, and this program also works to encourage and support sustainable agriculture, resource management, community environmental conservation effort, as well as develop community-based initiatives to enhance resilience to climate impacts such as drought and flooding. So by this, we intend to deliver this program through a framework. The framework is designed in such a way that we have the Katsina Community Development Steering Committee, and under this committee we have two other important committees: the Joint Planning Committee and also the Community Level Committee. Sorry for my mistake. And then we have the Program Delivery Office. Under the Community Level Committee, we have the Community Development Office, we have the Community Support Office, and the Community Learning Office. The composition of this membership of these important committees for the Program Steering Committee is going to be chaired by His Excellency Dr. Dikko Umaru Radda and the Honorable Commissioners Budget, Finance, Agriculture, Education, Health, Local Government, SA Public Sector, Rural Economic, among others, are going to be the members of the Steering Committee. And then we have the Joint Planning Committee that will be chaired by His Excellency the Deputy Governor, Faruk Lol Jobi, and then we have Honorable Commissioners Finance, Budget, Local Government, and also 3 local government chairmen from 3 senatorial zones, and then we have the Community Development Program Coordinator as the Secretary. The CLC, that is Community Level Committee, has the ward councillor in that particular course as a member of that committee. It has been skipped out of this. And then we have development officer, support and learning officers, and then we have youth leader, traditional representatives, and then health workers, education worker, and elected community members to be part of this community. The function of this, the Program Steering Committee is to provide strategic direction for and oversight of the entire program, and also to ensure program aligns with the needs of the community of the Katsina State and priorities of Katsina community, and to facilitate coordination between various stakeholders and implementing agencies. It also monitors the progress and the impact of the program and make adjustment. It ensures transparency, accountability, and inclusion. And also the entire committee work with the program coordinator to ensure the overall success of this implementation. Then we have the Joint Planning Committee. The Joint Planning Committee is to ensure coordinated planning and implementation of projects, and it will also help to align state and local government programs with the needs and priorities of the communities. The committee also works to enhance resource mobilization and maximum impact utilization, and then we have it facilitates information sharing and collaboration between local government stakeholders. The M&E as well, and then the committee is expected to work with the community centers to ensure the project implementation. Then the Community Level Committee, the function of this committee is to support the day-to-day management of this office, of the community center, and to ensure the project aligns with the community needs and remain relevant, because sometimes we observe that despite selecting a particular project and then the project has been brought, then the needs actually tend to change over time due to maybe different things. Maybe it may be due to climate change. Initially you want road, but there are flooding around. It changes the priorities. So this committee also ensures to promote transparency, accountability, and trust within the community, and then it facilitates community engagement and inclusiveness, and overseeing the project entirely selection, monitoring, and evaluation of the program. Then the next segment is the Program Delivery Office. The Program Delivery Office is expected to coordinate the entire activity of the Community Development Program, and it engages the MDS, the Ministry, Department, and agencies to support the implementation of community-approved project in the annual budget. It also deals with the community development centers to ensure programs are being implemented according to the established standard operating procedure. And also to manage the portfolio of all projects in the communities across the state, and to monitor and evaluate the performance of community development program. The organogram of the PDO, which is the Program Delivery Office, is such a way that we have the coordinator, and we have the CDC leads, and then M&E team, the strategy team. So for each one, there are some certain staff working around. Like, for instance, if we have the Community Development Officer, lead is going to work together with the 361 community development officers in the communities to ensure they collect information and as well as gathering the required request from the communities. Then we have the entire program is going to be delivered in this cycle. We have the steering committee at the top, and from the steering committee, it has direct bearing with the planning committee, joint planning committee, and program the delivery office, and also community level committee. These three have direct, the planning committee also have access directly to the local government administration in such a way that we can be able to monitor and evaluate performance of this, and also at the same time we can leverage on the community level committee to actually assess some of the project. Both of them has linked to development partners, which are the PIUs, and also the MDAs that will be implementing the project nominated or prioritized by these communities. And entirely, these are being done under the community centers, which comprise of the CDO, CSO, and CLO, Community Development Office, Community Support Office, and Community Level Learning Office. The community development centers actually is being headed by the community level committee, and this community level committee has some certain key staffing offices. We have the development office, the support office, and also the learning office. Under this, the function of these community centers are to conduct needs assessment through organizing town halls, data collection, identifying challenges, among others. We have project planning, and they are also responsible for resource mobilization, coordination of the entire activity at the community level. The structure and function of summary, the CDO, which is the Community Development Office, is led by Community Development Officer, who is responsible to lead the derivation or achievement of this particular functions, including promoting sustainable development, enhance infrastructure, empower the residents, economic growth, support local governments, and community participation. As well, we have the Community Support Officer. The Community Support Officer is in charge of supporting the vulnerable groups and promoting health and well-being of the people through collaboration with other NGOs and people that offer services for mental health. We can be able to support these people. We have to facilitate economic empowerment, enhance community cohesion, and reduce youth restiveness, including drug abuse. We also have the CLO, which is the Community Learning Office, and this is going to be dragged by the Community Learning Officer, and is to promote lifelong learning, enhance educational access, support vocational training, and promote mindset changes, and promote moral lessons. Some of the project eligible for support actually under this Community Development Office include infrastructure such as public facility like wash, roads and transport system, and then power as well. We have the economic aspect, which is agriculture, the micro, small, medium enterprises development, and then we have skills development, and as well as environmental reclamation. And then while we have the Community Support Office, projects include to give support in form of financial loans and as micro loans, and then we have grants as well as training for MSA. And then we have social care, peace building as well, and then health care, including health subsidy, mental health, and health education, community development. Then we have community events, volunteer programs, and also this office should be able to offer legal service aid, including human right protection. Then we have the eligible project to be supported under the Community Learning Office to include, we have formal education, which support Al-Majri and then with scholarship to enhance learning, and as well as training of skills development and certification, youth engagement, and adult education, literacy, lifelong lesson, mindset changing, and then also digital computer literacy. We can actually have program without M&E because that is where we can see where we are going wrong and where we need to improve and also to perfect this plan. In this, the objective of our M&E is to monitor the program and ensure the implementation of program activities in line with the set objective and to evaluate the outcome of that particular program on the target community. We aim to identify the challenges, areas for improvement, and to ensure accountability and transparency in the use of resources, and to inform stakeholders' decision and progress and for effectiveness of the program. So some of the components we'll be using include we have to get the baseline data, what is actually obtainable in the communities, and then we try to set out our indicators, including maybe to say the number of students that will be enrolled in schools, increase in maybe changes in health status, including long-term impact of well-being, poverty reduction, and increased social cohesion among people. These are some of the long-term. And we aim to generate lots of data using both qualitative, quantitative method or both. And then we have also to use the data to be analyzed using different statistical tools to inform our decisions. And then we have, apart from that, we have the monitoring plan, which we intend to regularly monitor our programs, delivery monthly, and then quarterly to review, assess the progress towards outcome indicators, and then annual evaluation for the entire program. And this evaluation, when we do the evaluation, it can be either as long as we are going the program where we can see if we can make changes, and at the summative evaluation at the end of the program, which annually to assess the overall success and impact. Then reporting, monthly report, as I said earlier on, and then we have quarterly report to be shared with donors and partners, community leaders, and also we have annual report to be published annually, and then we try to get the achievement, challenges, and impacts all. We tend to be listening to the community feedback as well to learn what is actually being done wrongly or right, and then there are also views on the program and how the program is working out. The program tends to have some mechanism for selection of the project to be included. Which include, we have to say, it involves the permission of town hall meetings through which community members will freely nominate projects, and those projects has to be, to the extent that sometimes they can even vote, because we can't have all your egg. So therefore, because of due to the lean resources, so you have to prioritize. So you can do that through voting, and also that needs has to be revalidated by both traditional leaders and also at the community level committee. And also for the support, so the support, we have the vulnerability assessment, inclusive project design, and then we have equitable resource allocation. We want to make sure there is equity in this in project in delivery of this program. And then also feedbacks, we expect feedback loops from regular feedback sessions that will be organized in different community, and so be suggestion boxes, and then also our M&E reporting techniques. So the project transparency actually will take into account about 8 different mechanisms. One, we have a clear defined selection criteria. which tends to identify the community, what actually qualifies you to be included in a particular program or not. And at the same time, we actually have community involvement we have community involvement in the identification of such projects, and also as well as we want to make sure that local committees comprising of respected community leaders oversee the distribution of anything that is being given as a result of identification. We want to ensure transparency in both registration and verification of people that will be supported in this project. And we can validate this either through home visit, or we can actually check, do document check or community validation techniques to ensure that the right people are being registered for support. And also we want to ensure that this project and program entirely use digital technology in such a way that it will reduce double dipping or any sort of duplicate claim or errors, as well as biased nature of human being. We want to make sure that it is going to be digital, and as well as we want to make sure that there is full information about how the activity is going on and any issue that is going to be raised. Transparency in distribution process. We want to make sure that people are, any distribution that is going to be made or any activity that is going to be is open to public to participate, as well as to ensure that each recipient receive their entitled share. We have grievance redress mechanism in such a way that any complaint will try as much as possible to sort it out using clear protocols. The process of reporting is going to be purely anonymous to avoid any witch hunting, as well as we have independent monitors, and community monitors will be trained, such as the CBOs, CSOs, to help to monitor as volunteers to oversee the distribution and report any irregularities. Regular reporting and accountability will be made in this process, and also capacity building will be emphasized, especially on transparency, ethics, and accountability for the program staff, and as well as all community members through workshops, seminars, to raise awareness and importance of this mechanism. And then in conclusion, the Katsina State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Malam Dukko Umar Rada, is committed to transforming the state through its Building Your Future strategic policy by placing emphasis on community involvement. The community development program designed to address critical areas of infrastructure, social care, and learning, ensuring that no community is left behind. The establishment of these community centers in all the 361 wards marks a pivotal step in ensuring every resident, regardless of location, can directly benefit from these development initiatives. These centers will not only act as hub but for essential services, but will also become guiding light for socio-economic development, driving the state budget implementation and accelerating progress. As we move forward to the progress of this program actually depends on collaboration, active participation, and continued support from stakeholders. Together we can build a more prosperous, resilient, and sustainable Katsina, where every community play an active role in shaping its own future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kamal. As a broadcaster, I'm so impressed by the flow of presentation. A very good one, a very impressive one. Can we please put our hands together to appreciate him for telling us that he actually knows this particular subject matter. And Dr. Kamal, I have a very special announcement to make. I have the authority to announce that he has not only given us an overview of this program, but from now on, he is the official state coordinator of the Katsina State Community Development Program. The next is also from the academic, Your Excellency. Professor Idris Wada Aujara He is a renowned professor in Bayero University, Kano. And he's not only a professor in that university, he's a professor of community services. So he's so apt and timely that we invite him to serve as guest speaker on this platform. It is my honor and privilege to invite Professor Idris Wada Aujara of Bayero University to kindly step forward and deliver your address. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, the Speaker of the Katsina State House of Assembly, Your Excellency, I understand that a protocol has been well established. I beg to stand on that existing protocol. It gives me great pleasure to stand before you and to participate in this colorful, moving and significant occasion marking the successful inaugural ceremony of the Katsina State Community Development Project. This community development project that is being launched today is apparently a pioneer program that is being implemented in the Northwest geopolitical zone. This therefore makes Katsina State a pioneer in designing a community development intervention that encompasses the people who are at the center of the program. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the government of Katsina State for this effort-making activity, and as well to congratulate the people of Katsina State for having an executive governor who is dynamic and who is who has the capacity to be far-sighted, to look at the people, the programs, and the question of democratic governance. We have just heard about the design of the program from Dr. Kamal, a colleague, and I want to say that I am happy to be given the opportunity to speak about a topic that is germane to the program and make an advocacy that the people of Katsina State needs to look at the question of participation, because all the programs, all these activities that were discussed by Dr. Kamal are not likely to yield any positive result unless the people of Katsina collaborate with one another, partner with each other, and actively participate in the design, implementation, monitoring, and benefit sharing in this program. I want to urge the people of Katsina to actively be involved in all the activities designed in this project. I have, Your Excellency, a short discussion to present, maybe beginning from the question of participation itself. We need to ask ourselves, you see, participation has been made an integral part of this program, and that for Katsina people to be able to actively benefit from this program, they must participate, because the executive governor has done his own. A year or two ago, the people of Katsina State gave His Excellency the mandate to serve as governor. Today, through this program, His Excellency is transferring that mandate to the people at grassroots grassroots level to be able to actively express their needs, their problems, make sacrifices, collaborate with one another, get into partnerships, and be able to say to the government, this is what we want, what we want to get in our communities. There are methods through which community members can participate. Community members can participate through consultations. We can always consult one another. Through these consultations, we can talk to each other, we can give information, we can share information, we can acquire information, we can be able to express needs, we can be able to give our citizens needs. This is very important. We can also be able to collaborate with one another. Through collaborations, we can confide in one another, tell ourselves what our immediate problems are, tell ourselves what resources are lying idle in our communities that can be brought into the development activities. In the process, people can be empowered. Maybe not financially empowered, but it is an empowerment that government has now given you the capacity to come forward and say, these are exactly my needs. These are exactly the resources which are seemingly lying idle in our communities, and those resources can now be used. See, the question of community development is not that community members rely solely on government to do everything for them, but community members contribute their quota, contribute their knowledge, contribute their skills, contribute their attitudes in the resolution of problems bedeviling them. We can see information sharing is equally another method of participation. There are so many informations. Informations about security, information about crimes, information about needs of the people. If community members decide to conceal information, then certainly not even the security officers can do anything about it. But if community members can openly be able to confide in government representatives and tell them exactly, these are our needs, these are the problems, these are the security gaps, certainly government and government functionaries can be able to come forward and decisively take the necessary action required to resolve such problems. Please. I have also come up with some areas of participation in governance, which I think people of Katsina State need to understand, that we can participate at the level of planning and decision making. We can participate in resource mobilization and resource management. We can participate in the implementation of development programs. We can participate in monitoring and evaluation. We can participate in making advocacies and creating awareness among community members. We can participate in policy development and in capacity building and training. All of these areas are equally areas that require people to come together, work as a team, work as community, and give their own contributions. The era is gone in Katsina, where people fold their arms. His Excellency has already given us the opportunity to come up, work in our wards under the leadership of the executives at local levels and at state levels. With the contributions we can make, we can be able to make sure that all the development programs that are being designed and implemented in Katsina State are community driving. The approach taken is that development is now being planned at the grassroots level communities, and with the approval of the upper level, now the programs are being implemented. This is a paradigm shift, because in the olden days, we know community or development programs are launched at the upper level of the hierarchy and brought to the communities for mere benefit sharing. That is why we have so many abandoned community development projects. That is why people do not value their communities and their development programs. That is why there is often misuse of such community development programs. But now, with the community-driven development approach, through which members of the community are the ones to decide what they want, with the approval of the executives at the upper level of the hierarchy. This means that we don't have to have a situation where the governor, the executive governor will be leveling the community development projects after his name. But as a community at the lower level, we can decide to institutionalize the community development intervention to the governor himself. We have seen situations in many states where it is the executive governor who will now say, this is, would give his name. But using this approach, it will be the responsibility of community members to dedicate and rededicate the projects to the executive governor. And this is equally another paradigm shift. Now, let me look at the issue of democratic governance. We say democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. An important scholar also defined development as development of the people, by the people, and for the people. So we can see in the meaning of democracy and development, the people are at the center. There is a nexus here between the people, development, and the democratic governance. And this means unless constituents, in this case, unless the people of Katsina State come forward, participate actively in the design and the implementation of development programs in the Katsina State Community Development Program, then success will be a mere dream. I want to take this opportunity and plead with the people of Katsina State to actively get involved, take their own stakes. There are roles every community member can play in this activity. There are stakeholders. It is the responsibility of every community. No one should be left out. There are many ways people can participate. Some can participate by giving donations. Simply because we said the government of Katsina State is now taking responsibility for this. We are not saying community members cannot contribute, make contributions. Community members can give funding. Some can do, they can donate their technical knowledge, some skills, some attitudes. There are people who merely doesn't have to contribute, but they are merely being physically present when a development activity is going on is likely to attract others. No community member, no stakeholder should be left out when we are talking about participation. And you see, in democratic governance, which we said is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and with this program, I want to confidently inform the people of Katsina State that I have seen good governance in His Excellency, because this program itself is an indicator that His Excellency wanted the people of Katsina State to come on board, use their skills, their capacities, and participate in developing themselves by themselves. With this project, His Excellency is telling the people of Katsina that your fate is in your hands. If the people of Katsina State are going to utilize this program, this approach, judiciously, certainly Katsina State will be better than most of the states in this geopolitical zone, because the approach used in governance differs from the approach used in governance in other states. I want to say now that, please back, no, not that. This, in democratic governance, we can see the first principle is that of participation. That in voting, in leading, in benefit sharing, there is no way we can reach where unless we are participating in governance. This issue of inclusivity is very important. And I want to say, with this program, His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, has created opportunities for every member of the community in Katsina State to participate in his government. No one should be left out. If you will stay behind, you stayed behind for your own reasons, not that His Excellency has not provided you the opportunity to come on board. Respect for the rule of law, transparency, accountability, equity and inclusiveness, efficiency and responsiveness are all key principles of democratic governance, which I am sure, as discussed by the coordinator, rule of law has been shown, transparency in how the community development program is going to be run has also been embedded as part of the program. Accountability, equity and inclusiveness, efficiency and responsiveness has also been made integral part of the community development program in Katsina. And I want to say that it is the duty of the citizens of Katsina to ensure that in governance, maybe at the ward level, at the local level, at the state level, these are respected. Because indirectly, what His Excellency has done now is, apart from the state tier, the local government tier, His Excellency is trying to create another government at the ward level that empowers the people to be able to say out to him, this is what we want, and this is how we want it. This has never taken place in any state in the Northeast, particularly in our recent democracy, except in Katsina State. And I want to congratulate His Excellency in doing this. Now, I want to also stress to the people of Katsina State that if they actively get involved in this community development program, then a number of benefits will accrue. One, there will be enhanced accountability and transparency. That is to say, without their participation in governance, they will not know what is going on. They will not know how their monies are being spent. They will not know who is responsible for what and whether he has done it or he has not done it. With their participation, they can actively know how their monies are spent, who is supposed to be doing exactly what and at what time, and whether he is doing that or he's not doing that. In addition, through their participation, the issue of increased responsiveness to local needs is very important. Community members have their first needs everywhere. And maybe at some level, government is not aware of the local needs. His Excellency at the top level is only planning programs he feels are likely to help the people. But now that citizens are participating through the Katsina State Community Development Program, they are voicing out their demands. They are voicing out their needs. And you will see that through their participation, they are likely to increase how His Excellency, how the local government chairman, how the leaders at the ward level are responding to such needs, and the extent to which they are responding to such needs, and whether there is something that needs to be done in order to make sure that the cost effectiveness of such responses can be mitigated. In addition, with the participation of citizens in the development program, empowerment and social inclusion is going to be seen more than ever before. That is to say, community members will have the capacity, the power to talk to government, the power to see their leaders, the power to interact with their leaders, the power to share from the benefits of governance, and as well to give contributions to local leaders on whether or not what they are doing is likely helpful or not. In addition, socially, community members are carried along, because you don't just give your contribution or actively participate and go back home. You participate and you are given the opportunity to come inward so that whatever decision is taken is a decision that is taken along with you. See, the emphasis here is on decision making. His Excellency is saying now that he is no longer going to take decisions for all the wards in Katsina State, but is waiting for your inputs so that he can be able to take the decision that aligns with your interests, aligns with your needs, and aligns with your aspirations. Through participation, sustainable development can be realized. Through participation, there will be this trust in government. One of the problems that is leading to conflicts and the crisis in our communities is people, the trust between constituents and their leaders has faded over time. Through this program and through the opportunity given to the people of Katsina State to participate, that trust in His Excellency, the trust in local representatives, in local government chairmen, in ward leaders, the trust between the people and their leaders will be rekindled and will be encouraged. Because they are participating, they know how government is run, they know what is happening in the communities and in governance, and their needs are being addressed effectively. I also want to say now that conflict resolution and prevention is also a benefit that we can see through the participation of people. In crisis-prone communities, what is happening is people are concealing information. People are concealing facts that ought to be made known to the security architecture. When people are carried along, when people participate, they are likely to give intelligence informations to security architecture. They are likely to facilitate in peace building and conflict resolution. This will help particularly states in the northeastern region where there are scores of crises and conflicts that are going on. It will also encourage civic education and civic engagement of community members. And finally, it will help in the promotion of self-belonging among constituents. Because whatever development project that results from the CDD approach, people will have the feeling that this project comes into being as a result of the complaint, as a result of the information, as a result of my participation in development. So they will all have that feeling of, this is our project, this is my program, this is my, understand. So any intervention that results through the project as a result of active participation and the involvement of community members in it, people will definitely be able to manage it, utilize it, and they will not misuse it. I want to take this opportunity to therefore advocate to the people in Katsina State that citizens' involvement will always make a difference between a program that fades over time because people are not involved in it, and a program that transforms the community and subsequent generations because members of the community have actually been involved in the design, implementation, and evaluation of the project. I urge every community member to take ownership of this Katsina State Community Development Program. The governor has given it to members of the people of Katsina State. So let's embrace it. Let's take it. Let's support it. Let's actively participate in it so that maybe at every stage, let's work together in the spirit of collaboration and unity. When we contribute our ideas, our energy, our passion, we will help to lay a solid foundation for Katsina State that is stronger, more resilient, and more prosperous. With this, I want to wish His Excellency well, and also wish that through the program, prosperity will be once again restored in Katsina State. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for listening.
Thank you, Prof. Scholarship and oratory. These are the key ingredients of being an academic. And that is exactly what transpired in the course of this presentation by Professor Idris Wada Aujara on the topic, the importance of community participation in governance. Can we please appreciate him one more time for that wonderful presentation? Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're closely coming to the end of the program, and that is the formal inauguration of the program itself. But before that happens, local governments are ably represented. It's like all the local government chairmen are here, and the program is about community. So they are representative. The acting chairman of Algon has a few remarks in addition to vote of thanks. So I want to quickly invite the honorable chairman of Danja local government. Can we please welcome him with a round of applause to deliver his address, few remarks and vote of thanks on behalf of all the communities due to benefit from this program. Honorable.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Malan Duko Marada, PhD CON. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, ably represented. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker and members of the State House of Assembly, members of the Executive Council, local government chairmen here present, our royal fathers, security agencies, and our development partners, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start by giving thanks to Almighty Allah for all the things that have happened here today, for also giving us a leader whose vision and mission is always to move the Katsina State into the next level. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us this leader. We also want to thank the State House of Assembly for their support in all the programs and policies that the governor has initiated. We also want to thank our royal fathers for the support they have been giving to our executive governor. We also want to thank the local government council chairmen for their support in mobilizing their people to support government policies and programs. Your Excellency, sir, the initiative which you conceived and is today being midwifed and will be nursed by the stakeholders is a remarkable achievement in one of the visions you have for this state. We thank you, sir. Your Excellency, the idea and the concept of community development is rooted in many of the writings of Sheikh Usman Onfodio, which are over 100, that are in social, economic, political, and other sectors of human development. Therefore, what we are witnessing today is an emulation of the works of Usman Onfodio, which he rightly defines community as a people that have common traits and values that shares common interests, such as religion and culture. Your Excellency, Sheikh Usman Onfodio, many scholars and philosophers have also defined community as a people that have share common values. Well, development, to my own understanding, is a multifaceted concept that involves economic and political development. Your Excellency, you have done it all. We thank you very much for the works you have been doing and the contribution you are giving to our state and the support you are getting from the people. Thank you very much, and we want to assure you that all the 34 local government councils and their people will continue to give you this support. We salute you, sir, and your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we appreciate Algon, please? And while we are doing that, I want to take the honor and privilege, Your Excellency, to welcome the Honorable Minister of Housing and Habitat in our midst, who is just coming, Akishat Ahab Musa. Thank you. You're welcome. The country director of World Bank and other partners have been very busy today. This is the second activity they are engaged in. I want to say very pleasantly that there is going to be the third activity, and that one will be a state launch. And it will be soon after the closing prayer. And later in the evening, have a display of culture and tradition for you, so that you have what to take home back as far as culture and tradition of Katsina State is concerned. So it is about 4 programs all in this very important day. So please, while we are going for lunch, I want to make this special announcement that only those at the front row, to be led by His Excellency the Governor, will go through this gate for the state launch. And other members that include of the various partnering organizations. The remaining dignitaries from row 3 will have the other door open for them. This is done specifically to ensure that we have a smooth entry of the banquet hall that is ready for the launch. So it is expected that we please kindly cooperate with us. Only the front row and partners will go through this very important door, please, for the launch. There is another bigger door by the side for the remaining rows, the remaining dignitaries that are from row 3 up to the last row. It is my singular honor and privilege at this point to invite the man at the center of it all, the initiator of this very laudable project, our amiable leader, His Excellency the Governor of Katsina State, Malam Deko Umar Radda, PhD CON, to step forward and deliver his remarks as well as formally inaugurate this laudable program.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ونبيك ورسولك النبي الأمي. The Right Honorable Speaker, Katsina State House of Assembly, and other honorable members here present, the Honorable Minister of Housing and Development, Architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, the country representative of the World Bank, Mr. Diop, the ambassador representing the ECOWAS, who is also a son of the soil, the representative of the African Development Bank, the representative of the NGKs, as well as the national coordinator of Agile Project in Katsina State. The AIG, Zone 14, as well as other head of security agencies in the state, respected traditional rulers, members of the State Executive Council, chief staff, local government chairman, under the leadership of the Algon chairman of the state, other distinguished, important personalities that are here today. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you for finding time to be with us and associating with yourself with the mission and the vision of the state. I will not start the speech without recognizing our guest speaker, Professor Idris, who has spoken to us eloquently on the subject matter and has proven to us that he knows the concept and the subject matter. We thank you for your input. We thank each and every one of you. Distinguished members of this occasion. It is an honor and privilege to address you today on the subject of profound importance to the future of Katsina State. Katsina State Community Development Program, this initiative is more than just a policy. It represents a groundbreaking approach to development that liberates the insight and involvement of the communities it aims to uplift. We are embarking on a journey that not only seeks to meet our current development, but needs to pave a way for sustainable growth, empowerment generation to come. The vision behind the Katsina State Community Development Program is simple yet ambitious: to transform Katsina State into a model of participatory governance and development. We recognize that sustainable change cannot be dictated from the top down, but must be built from the ground up, guided by the voices, hands of those who live in the communities with aim to develop. Our beloved Katsina State is rich in culture, tradition, and human potential. However, like many regions in Nigeria, our rural communities face persistent challenges. Healthcare are often too far away. Schools are under-resourced. Access to clean water remains a challenge. Our young people, our greatest asset, struggle for livelihood and activities. Environmental degradation and climate change threaten our agricultural productivity, which is a backbone of our many communities. We cannot wait for external solutions to address these issues. Solutions must come from within and from us. And that is the foundation of this program, and empowering the communities to become the architect of their own development. The essence of the community development program lies in the belief that sustainable development is best achieved when communities are active participants rather than passive recipients. Involving communities directly in planning, implementation, monitoring the development project, we aim to enhance effectiveness of project because they will be tailored to communities, are more likely to succeed and have a lasting. It will promote ownership and sustainability because when communities have a stake in projects, they are more committed to maintaining and protecting them. It can strengthen transparency and accountability as community involvement serves as a check and balance, ensuring the resources are used appropriately. You do not have to take my word for it. In 2005, the department unit in the World Bank, which published a comprehensive World Bank support for community-based and community-driven development. The study found that the bank-supported community-based and community-driven projects have typically performed better on capacity enhancement, an important objective of the project. When they have supported indigenously matured participatory effort, or when the bank has provided sustained long-term support to community beyond the length of a single sub-project, an extract from the report reads that in undertaking new CBD and CDD projects, the bank should analyze whether it is building on existing local initiatives or starting a new program in the country or giving priority to the former. In the latter case, the bank should tailor the initiative to the country and community context and undertake selective, rigorous impact assessment of its project before scaling up. I do not reference the World Bank because its leadership in Nigeria is here, but because no multilateral organization has invested more in community-driven projects like the World Bank. And it has done so as a strategy as far back as 1979. And as of June 2022, the World Bank's active community development project portfolio includes 373 projects in 93 countries, valued approximately at $42.4 billion. In 2022, the bank released an evidence note on the performance of the bank finance community development project, and the results remain largely positive. More specifically, they found evidence that community-driven projects improve service delivery, poverty reduction, poverty targeting, and participation, social cohesion. The World Bank-supported Community and Social Development Program, CSDP, in Nigeria was implemented in 29 of the 26 states, and they benefited 23 million people, including our communities in Katsina. The United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has also undertaken successful community-based projects. In 2015, the Emergency Community Development Project in Senegal saw the government committed $200 million and partner with UNDP to help drive the project. Within 3 years, its critics were convinced of the effectiveness of the project, and second phase, financed by the African Development Bank, will run until 2025. The interesting part is that Senegalese government is now running the program in-house with capacity developed from the UNDP partnership. The UNDP program for accelerated community development in Gambia has also seen remarkable success. A review by a renowned consulting firm, Deloitte, showed that the positive impact of community-driven development projects in key sectors, including agriculture, water, sanitation, education, health, and transportation. In 2022, the UNDP launched Accelerated Community Development Program in Liberia following a detailed feasibility study. $100 million program received a $6 million donation from the World Bank. The impact of the program has already been reported. Around the world, there is increasing recognition that sustainable development is best achieved when communities are actively involved in shaping their own futures. Countries like India, Brazil, Indonesia have demonstrated that. The power of community-driven development projects to deliver meaningful change. In India, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act empowered rural households by providing wage employment for public workers projects initiated and executed at the community level. In Brazil, community participation in the Bolsa Familia program helped improve education and healthcare outcomes by directly involving beneficiaries in planning and monitoring. In Indonesia, the National Program of Community Empowerment supported thousands of villages in implementing infrastructure, education, economic development projects driven by local needs and local ideas. These examples are proof that when communities are given the tools, resources, and autonomy to define their own priorities, they deliver results that are sustainable, inclusive, and impactful. It is in this spirit of collaboration, empowerment, and accountability that inspires community development program. Has been carefully designed for sustainability. The program includes enhancing social cohesion, unity, economic empowerment, strengthening social support system, promoting gender equity, improving access to basic infrastructure, public services, addressing socio-economic injustice and environmental sustainability. Our research and examples from Gambia and other countries show that integrating community-driven projects with the fabric of government and administration of public resources improves the chances of sustainability. We cannot afford to make this a one-off event. Run it as a separate tool of our government. We are here to serve people in all communities that we were set to achieve. Our program has also been designed to recognize how we have always done things to be more efficient and effective. We have not created new projects or funds for this purpose alone. We are using existing local government staff as community officers who will invest in their capacity to deliver CDD project in partnership with state ministries, departments, and agencies. Driven a series of town hall events where we engage stakeholders across the various communities in interactive discussions about presented the community development program of all the 34 government chairmen and key donors and sought their input in developing a sustainable model, including the members of the State Assembly. I have also drafted the Katsina State Community Development Bill and partnered to ensure that we have enhanced sustainability of the program through legislative backing. It is important that the entire architecture supports the community approach because we must all work together for it to succeed. The core of our program is driven by the committees we have established to guide implementation. The program steering committee chaired by me will provide overall direction of the program and ensure that all the support and resources required are provided for success. The community will include orientation program for all grade 8 to 10 local government staff and conducted a placement examination for over 1,300 staff of the local government. Our traditional community structure will be employed to provide an oversight for the community centers and also validate that all needs assessment coming from the community level committees. Project prioritization, implementation reports meet the community participation guidelines. The world is filled with examples of community-driven programs that have transformed lives. A Rwanda community members participate in Omuganda, a monthly day of communal labor that has been instrumental in building infrastructure and in the country. In Thailand, the community forestry program allows rural villages to manage forests sustainably and balance economic needs with environmental conservation. In Mexico, the Progresa program tackled poverty by linking cash transfer to community-led education, healthcare initiative, breaking the cycle of intergenerational poverty. We have begun working on comprehensive standard operation procedures and reporting templates for the community development program. In this regard, the development partners can offer a helping hand. We will seek technical assistance from the development partners to enrich our program. Many partners, including the World Bank, run various programs and projects in Katsina State. We are confident that the Katsina State Community Development Program will provide data and effective monitoring and evaluation mechanism to maximize the impact of the financing extended to the state. We can leverage our CDP model to ensure that all state project implementation units align with the work plan with the need and priorities of the communities selected for project. Development Partners Project will also have complement government intervention in those communities while providing real-time feedback from the beneficiary. We urge all development partners to support this process as they design programs for Katsina State. We plan to set up Community Development Fund where all communities will have access to some funds for minor projects in their communities. Our research has shown that an extra budgetary activities like the repair of borehole, fixing a leaking roof in a hospital, providing emergency cash assistance to vulnerable persons toward helping our people if we cut the bureaucracy. Our experience with Agile has also demonstrated the power of giving the community resources to implement projects. All requests for cash and goods will be subject to program guidelines, community-level committee approval, and participatory process. Our only condition is that communities must successfully complete a project before they can access additional funding. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch the Katsina State Community Development Program, let us be reminded that the development is not a gift. It is a collective effort. This program represents our belief in the potential of every community, every family, every individual in Katsina State. I call on all traditional leaders to guide this process with wisdom, our local government to support it with dedication, our partners to enrich it with innovations. Most importantly, I call on our communities to embrace this opportunity and take ownership of their futures as mentioned by the guest speaker. Today, we embark on a journey to transform our state, our community at a time. Let us work together to build a Katsina State where progress is not just a promise, but a reality. Where no one is left behind, and where every individual can live with dignity and hope. May Allah guide and bless this initiative. May Allah bless the state. tribe as a beacon of community-driven development in Nigeria and beyond. On this note, on behalf of myself, the government, and the people of Katsina State, we hereby launch this program, Katsina State Community Development Program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A well-detailed policy implementation document for Katsina State Community Development Program. I want you to put your hands together resoundly for His Excellency. And it is on this note that we've come to the end of this segment of this activity. Like I said, we have palatable dishes awaiting us at the other side of the hall, and that will be a state launch. So after the closing prayer, we'll move into the other side of the banquet hall for the state launch. Can we please have the national anthem?
Our own dear native land, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
Thank you very much. Food is ready. The first row and the partners to go through this.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.